description.
Oh, hello everyone. This is Hans the Ramen Raider coming at you with another episode of Instant Noodle Recipe Time. This is a show where I show you what to do with your instant noodles, and I want you to check this out. This is Nissin Demae Iccho, aka Demae Ramen. Bar Udon tomato beef flavor. What? This comes from Hong Kong. And I got this by way of a company called HongKongFoodies.com. You should check them out if you want to find hard to find Hong Kong Demae ramen stuff. Tomato beef udon from Hong Kong. I'm excited, but this is going to be a long haul. A long haul. Because we got to cook the noodle for 6 minutes, and then we got to add in the sachets, and then we've got to let that go for 2 minutes. So here's our udon. It's a straight noodle, you know, but it's extra thick. And yes, you will get to watch, you freaking noodle cooking voyeurs. You will get as much of that as you really can handle, I think. So yeah. It's October 30th, 2025. It's 11:08 in the AM here in beautiful downtown Kenmore, Washington. It's kind of cloudy, kind of funky outside, you know? I don't know what else to tell you. But that's the deal. And my floor is sticky. I think I know what happened. So, I think my wife said this morning she had a bag of grapes and she grabbed it from the wrong end or something, it wasn't sealed. And so grapes went everywhere. And I'm sure it was some sticky grape liquid that ensconced the floor. So let's not boil over. No. I'm not up for boil overs. I turned it down a little bit. We'll see what happens. But yeah, I went to the thrift store earlier and I did find a record. I'm stoked on that. It's called Greek Party, and it's like the audio of a party for people who are Greek. And it's not bad. It's kind of interesting. It's an older record. I don't know anybody who's on it. Definitely needs... I'm compelled. I'm interested. What else is going on? Ah, yes. Great Leader has said he wants to test nuclear weapons. It's about time we tested some nuclear weapons. It's like, oh, to make sure they still work? You know, is that so you can buy new ones for the military industrial complex? Is that the deal? I don't know. Where are you going to test them? Don't say Puerto Rico. Don't do that. That'd be a really rude thing. But he said that, I don't even know if it's really going to happen. He said that right before he met with Xi Jinping about tariffs and trade. And then he gave him 10% off if he looks into the base chemicals to make fentanyl. So I don't 10% off. I mean, that's great. Just get rid of all of them. Maybe everybody should just get rid of all the tariffs. They don't work. You and I are paying for them. Right now, the food stamps are stopping as of the day after tomorrow. Boy, during the pandemic, you know, we're not rich. We qualified during the pandemic for food stamps. There's me, I'm disabled. There's my wife, and then there's my 2 kids. And my wife is the one who's the main breadwinner in the house. Although, yeah, we do have bread. But Yeah, so we qualified. Then went the slow march of upping the qualifications, which was crazy. I mean, during the pandemic, we qualified for like $900 a month in food stamps. It was glorious. Oh my God. It's like I could go to the Asian grocery and just be like, yeah, okay, yeah. But that ended. And then it was like $200 a month. And then all of a sudden, you know, she got a couple raises in the meantime, and then it went down to nothing. So, but that drop from $900 a month, I don't know, you know, did it go to 200? Maybe it went to like 150 for a family of 4. But I guess we're doing okay-ish. I don't know. But anyways, so there's like, I've got a buddy, and he gets food stamps. He's disabled. Hopefully he'll have Social Security soon. But he has, his housing is free, but he still has to pay like his power bill and his internet bill. I'm gonna help him out with his internet bill. It's like $30 a month. I can do that. But his power bill, to be able to make ends meet, he's got a guy who will come over and he'll go shopping with him, and he'll buy him, my buddy will buy him $100 worth of groceries, and then the guy will give him $50, and that's the only way he can keep his power on currently. And he's been doing that for a long time. Are you supposed to do that? No. But one of the requirements to have a roof over your head that's paid for through like Section 8 is to have power. So, yeah, it's like, you got to do what you got to do. I mean, for him, the struggle is very real. So, hoping that chills out. They could have food stamps going. It's funny listening to reporters talk about it. Apparently, they have money that they can use, but it can only be used for food. Oh, it's like, wow, to be that removed from the reality of poverty is just like disturbing. Some nice person posted a thing in our local Facebook group for Kenmore saying, hey, you know, is there ways that we can help these people and stuff? I'm sure somebody is just going to be like, you know, make them get a job, make them do this, make them do that. It's like I remember there was a big controversy about at Walmart's, they were putting out these bins, and then you could donate food, and you know who the recipients would be, were people who worked at Walmart. And it was like, people got pissed because it's like, well, shouldn't they be getting why don't you just like give them a living wage? So did they do that? As far as I know, they didn't. But what they did is they made it so they're like, nope, can't have those bins anymore. So because of outcry, it's like, yeah, you can help people out. Oh, actually, no, it makes us look bad, so no, screw that. God. And I was talking to my sister this morning. We were talking about how in Anacortes, the town I grew up in, they're getting a new mayor. The old mayor was embroiled in sexual harassment and just like hostile work environment claims and all this stuff. So they get a new mayor. They have a $9 million budget shortfall for the city of Anacortes, Washington. And I guess one of the things they did was they wanted to put new buttons on something, and they got a company to advise them, and the advisement cost them $160,000. Well, if you got a bunch of crap like that going on, come on. I don't know. That's kind of cuckoo, I think. But you never know. there's that story, but that could have been a company that would do that. But if they were the company that you picked to actually install this said button, then that would go as considered part of the price. You know what I mean? So like, it's $60 for an estimate, but if you take the estimate and you go with us, we'll knock $60 off the price. So it ends up being like a free estimate. I don't know though. I really don't know. A lot of poor people though. 43 million people qualify for food stamps. And I don't consider my family like rich or like well off or even blue collar or middle income or anything like that by a long shot. And we don't qualify for it. So there's a lot of people who do qualify for it, and they're getting their lifeline cut off. The Republicans are saying it's because of the Democrats. It has nothing to do with the shutdown. It literally has nothing to do with the shutdown. The Department of Agriculture has a $5 billion amount that they are required by law to dole out in cases of emergency to keep food stamps going. The administration is refusing to do that, and I believe at this point 43 states are suing the Trump administration right now. Fat lot of good that'll do, but I mean, hey, unity. Anyways, that's my spiel of the day. Here's some noodles. The udon is great. Very thick, lugubrious. This is what I'm more interested in. This is broth. Oh, that's good. Kind of like a cross between a fresh tomato and a tomato condensed soup kind of thing, and then also it's got a definite meatiness to it. That's good. I'm impressed. Let's make this a done deal. There we are. Yeah, I wish I had more to go with this. I really don't. It's tomato beef. Gotta have something. I know I need scallion for this. At least it'll bulk it up. This is really good udon, though. I'm digging this. About like that. There. It's got a little comb over. There we go. That looks good. I'm okay with that so far. Tomato basil? Yeah. A little bit of basil. A little crushed red pepper. And some seeds. Seems kind of logical. I think I like it. You like it. Because I tell you to like it, and that's good. You're doing as you're told. It puts the lotion in the basket. It always does as it is told. Hey. Alright. Enjoy the rotation. Well, thank you very much, as always, for watching my little show. Don't forget, go to theramenrater.com, because there you can get lots of pictures. I do pictures after this, and that is like one of the things I spend the most time on. I do all sorts of stuff on that, and a lot of the time, when this is posted, you'll be able to go, oh look, there's where I can get it. There's the full review. There's the nice pretty pictures. And I've been doing this for a while, so I think today I posted number 5,352. So, endless fun and fascination on the website, including top 10s and other junk. So yeah, you will go there and you'll look at it and you'll be stoked. This is by a company called Harim, and this is made in South Korea. It's packaged for the US market. This is bull sauce. Stir-fried ramen, artificial spicy chicken flavor. We'll talk about that. Yeah, we'll talk about that. All right, this has been Hans the Ramen Raider, wishing you enjoyment of your noodles each and every day. Have a good one. Bye-bye.